guys. It's January the 20th, 2025, and I hope everybody's having a great day today. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody. I just want to start off today's video and just say thank you to everybody for all the kind words from yesterday's video. I've yet to finish replying to the comments, but I'm working on it right now, and from what I've seen this far, it's just been nothing but nice things, and I really do appreciate it. I was just in a place yesterday. Like I was talking about yesterday, it's just been a really rough week, and I am back inside again today. I still have both of my boys here. They didn't have school today because it was MLK Day, but they're both still sick. You probably just heard my son up there coughing just now. I don't know if they're going to go to school tomorrow or not. We're supposed to be having snow here tomorrow. I know that they have early release. My oldest son can't even go back to school until Thursday, but my youngest son, I'm not sure if he's going to go to school tomorrow or not. But they already have early release tomorrow because of the snow that we have coming in, which I thought we were going to get it tomorrow morning, but now it looks like it's going to be tomorrow afternoon before it gets through here. But from what I was looking at this morning, they're saying that Florida Florida's going to get a lot of snow. I think they were saying Mississippi and Louisiana were going to get snow, and Texas. I mean, and this is like historical amounts of snow. So if you guys live in those areas, please be careful tomorrow. If you don't have any reason to have to leave your house and there's ice and snow all over the road, just, be careful and, don't go out unless you really have to, and avoid accidents. I care about everybody here on this channel, and I know that there are a lot of people that live in Texas and Florida, that watch the channel, and a bunch that have been here since the beginning. So I hope that everybody stays safe tomorrow. But I'm gonna do kind of a short video today, but I just kind of had something kind of cross my mind this morning, and I just wanted to just talk about it today. And what I wanted to talk about is it has to do with being sober, but people, when we were drinkers, and this is, even if you are still drinking right now, you'll be able to relate what I'm talking about. But for it doesn't matter either way. But if you are, sober at the moment, or not, like I said, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. And what I want to talk about today is, there's this idea in our society that if you don't drink, there's something wrong with you. And I want to say that's everybody, but for the most part, if you show up to a party and everybody else is drinking and you're not, they're going to ask, what's wrong? For the most part, majority of people drink. And what I want to talk about today is the exact opposite of that. And I'm just going to use myself for an example. And what I want to talk about is that when I was a drinker, anytime that I encountered somebody that was sober, I was so enthralled by that person. Anytime somebody told me that they were sober, they didn't drink, I looked up to them. And that's what I want to talk about today, is how, and once again, I'm just going to use myself for example, just how I used to look up to those people when I was a drinker. I just didn't understand how somebody could not drink. It was like, I don't even know the words to use for that, but the easiest way to say it is I looked up to those individuals. There was something about them, the fact that they didn't drink, that it just grabbed me, and I never quite understood how somebody could do that. But the people that didn't drink, I was impressed by those individuals, that they had the strength to remain sober and not drink. that they could live a sober lifestyle, that they could get so much more done in a day than I did. They didn't wake up every morning feeling like garbage like I did every single day. They didn't wake up throwing up every day like I did. They didn't wake up in the morning and spend 2 hours on the toilet like I did. And those individuals, people, especially the ones that I would work with that were sober, I never saw them doing this number right here and looking at their watch over and over and over throughout the day like I did. I looked forward to when I got off so much. From the time that I woke up in the morning on a day that I had to go to work, all I was thinking about was, how many hours until I'm going to get off today? I just wanted to get off work because I wanted to be able to drink in the fashion that I wanted to drink, and I still drank even though I went to work. But I couldn't drink in the way that I wanted to. And, like I said, anybody that I ever ran across that was a sober person, I just gravitated towards them. And I wanted to talk to them. I had a lot of questions, why are you sober? Why don't you drink? When was your last drink? Were you ever a big drinker? How have you been able to remain sober? Just all these questions. And like I said, I just really looked up to those individuals. They had a strength about them that I didn't possess, or at least I didn't know I possessed at the time. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, is that if you are one of those individuals that, you're sober right now, I want you to think about the people in your life who are looking up to you at this very moment, because I will guarantee you that you have people that are around you right now that are looking up to you. You are a role model for those people. And I think that's the best way to put it. Those people were role models to me because I just didn't understand the concept of being sober. I didn't know how to do it. I've used some form of intoxicant, basically my whole entire life. And, I see these individuals that, maybe they've had a couple drinks throughout their lifetime, or maybe they were a big drinker at some point and they just stopped. And they were role models to me. And that's what I want to talk about today, is that think about where you're at right now and think about your sobriety. And I just want you to think about the people that are surrounding you, your friends, your family, people that you work with, your coworkers, people you go to church with, just people in the community that you run across on a day-to-day basis. And if the conversation of sobriety ever comes up, and you say, I don't drink anymore, and especially if that individual is a big drinker, you're going to be a role model for that person. Because just face it, when we're in active addiction, we don't want to be. It's not like it's something that we desire. It's not a comfortable feeling. We know that we're not doing the right thing. We know that we're destroying our bodies, destroying our lives, destroying our finances, our families, our connections with our friends. And I just want you to think about that right now, of how much of a role model you are to your friends, family, and coworkers, and what kind of influence that you might be able to portray to those individuals. And I just want you to think about when you speak to those people, and, if the topic of sobriety ever comes up, and I'm not saying going around, thumping the big book in people's face and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is if that the conversation ever is to come up, somebody asks you, maybe somebody knew you were a big drinker and they see some changes in you. You're starting to lose weight. Your face isn't as bloated anymore. You don't have red eyes every day. You're not coming into work complaining of a hangover. Somebody might go, hey man, what's going on with you? You're looking better, your skin's brighter, your eyes are clearer, you seem better just overall, emotionally, mentally. And, the topic comes up and you say, well, I haven't had a drink in, let's say, 3 months. I want you to think about that and really think about how you talk to those people, because you can be such a big influence on these other people that are drinking as well. And you yourself can make a huge difference in this world. I come on here every single day and talk about this. I haven't been on here every day lately. I've had some breaks because I've had a lot of stuff going on, but for the most part, I'm on here every day. And the reasons I come on here, there's a lot. I want to help people to try to get sober, help people understand that they're not alone, that are dealing with illnesses with this. And I can do my part, but by talking with you guys can watch the videos and all that stuff, but you guys are out in the real world every single day, walking around, talking with people, and you can make just as big of a difference as I'm doing right here by making these videos. Because, right now, this channel has over 14,000 subscribers, and let's say that let's just say a quarter of that, let's just say 3,000 people that are subscribed to this channel decide to go out and, try to be role models in the community about sobriety. And to really think about how you go out and discuss sobriety with these people. Because I think it's really important when we speak about sobriety and talk about it in a way where it's not a matter of I had to give something up. I want you to think about how when you speak to people about your sobriety, think about how you're talking to them and how it might come across. Because if you're speaking to these individuals and, man, I had to give this up, and, I used to drink every night, now my life sucks, and everything's boring, and, I can't enjoy dinner with my wife on Friday nights anymore because I can't have a glass of wine, or, I used to party, but now my life's boring because I can't party anymore, or I used to go to football games, and I don't do that anymore because I'm sober now, or whatever it is. Instead of going out and speaking to these individuals and making it a conversation about what you had to give up, think about talking to these individuals about what you have gained with your sobriety, opposed to what you've had to give up. Because in reality, yes, we all have to give up a little bit of something when we get sober. There are some key components to drinking that can be kind of positive. And please don't take what I'm saying the wrong way. Because I'm not saying that drinking is positive or good in any way. But what I'm saying is that there are some qualities of drinking that can be enjoyable, that can help lubricate social situations. And, you go to a party, you don't know anybody, you have a couple drinks, man, it sure is a heck of a lot easier to talk to people if you've had a couple of cold ones. Or you've got to get up and give a speech in front of a whole bunch of people you don't know. It sure can make that a heck of a lot easier. But instead of going and speaking to these individuals, and like I said, and telling them all the things that you've had to give up, like the social lubrication, or maybe having a good time on a Friday night, sitting by the river fishing and having some cold ones. Go into it with the mindset thinking about all the things that you've gained, and let these individuals know all the positive things that have come from your sobriety, because there are so many more positive things than negative that come from getting sober. The fact that you wake up every single morning and you're not hungover, the fact that your productivity levels have increased 50%, the fact that you've lost weight, It's almost a given when you stop drinking, you're going to lose weight. Not everybody loses a ton of weight, but you're going to lose a little bit, especially if you're a really big drinker like I was. You stop drinking 3,000 calories of alcohol every single day, and, you eat the way that you always ate, you're going to lose weight. But like I said, go into it talking about all the positive things, the fact that you wake up on Saturday mornings and you've got the whole weekend ahead of you. The fact that the weekends can become time for you to get projects done and things that, maybe you would have never have done in the past. Because, when we're drinking, especially if we're, a Monday through Friday job and we're off on the weekends, man, we look so forward to those weekends. Friday night, it is Friday night. I deserve this. It's Friday night. I'm at a party. I'm going to have a good time. The rest of the weekend's shot because you get wasted drunk on Friday night. You're probably going to stay up way too late. Saturday morning, you're going to wake up feeling like trash. And then what do we usually do? Or what did I always do? Hair of the dog. Saturday's ruined. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm already 3 sheets to the wind. Saturday's done. Okay, Sunday's ruined now. And because I'm going to be hungover again, what am I going to do again? Hair of the dog, go to work on Monday. I'm going to feel like crap because I'm hungover. The whole week's going to suck. Your financial status and how you're saving money because you're not drinking anymore. Because at the end of the day, we save a lot of money when we stop drinking. It's just what it is. Unless you're out there supplementing what you used to drink with other things like buying snacks and sodas and all kinds of stuff, or going out to eat every single day or whatever it is. And, if that's something that you want to do, it's your life, your money, do whatever it is. And, the thing is that if you're the type of person that didn't get lunch every single day, let's say you brought a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to lunch every day, but you drank, now you might enjoy going to lunch every single day. And, at the end of it, it sure is a heck of a lot better for you to, have a nice lunch every day than to drink a fifth of vodka every night. But you're going to be saving money. Your skin's going to look a lot healthier. Your eyes aren't going to be red all the time. You're not going to be throwing up in the morning. You're not going to have diarrhea all the time. Your health is just going to improve overall. Your chance of getting cancer drops dramatically when we stop drinking. I think when I was on the way down to Charleston, even my mom brought it up to me that she had seen something just recently, the American Cancer Society, if that's what it is, I think it's American Cancer Society, has just recently said that no amount of alcohol is safe anymore. It used to be this idea that a glass of red wine a night could help with circulation and yada, yada, yada. Now they're saying no amount of alcohol is safe, that it's all dangerous. It's just so many things. You don't have to worry about getting a DUI anymore because you're not drinking. The fact that you're available 24 hours a day. You get that phone call at 3:00 in the morning from a friend of yours that just got into a car accident. If you were a drinker, first of all, you probably wouldn't even answer the phone. You'd be, out cold, snoring away. And that's another thing I'll talk about here in just a second. But, you're probably going to be out. You're not going to answer the phone. You're not going to hear it. But when we're sober, and this doesn't apply to everybody because some of us are harder sleepers than others, but for me, if I get a phone call at 3:00 in the morning, I'm waking up. I'm jumping straight out of the bed. I'm answering the phone. And if somebody needs me, I'm going to show up for them and help them. Somebody's broke down on the side of the road or whatever it is, I'll be right there. Am I going to be super excited about it? No, especially right now. It's like 20-something degrees outside. I wouldn't be super happy about that because it's so cold. I do not like the cold. And that's another thing, too. When I was a drinker, I was always hot. Always hot. I was always sweating. My face was always red. When I say red, I'm talking about like the color of this lampshade or this curtain behind me. My face was like a burgundy red all the time. And I still get a red face, especially because my emotions show on my cheeks. If I get embarrassed or really angry or something like that, my face will turn really red. But I don't have that problem anymore. My face isn't red all the time, and I'm not hot all the time. Now I'm cold all the time, which is so crazy. But now I did lose a lot of weight, which I'm sure plays a big role in it. But even like during the summertime, I'm not hot like everybody else is. Back in the day, I would be so uncomfortable. Let's say we had to go to one of my kids' soccer games or something and sit in the field. It would be to the point I would have sweat dripping on, literally pouring off of my face. Now I go out there and barely even break a sweat. It's not even that big of a deal. It might be a little warm, especially if I'm sitting right in the middle of the sun, but I'm comfortable outside. It doesn't matter if it's 102 degrees out there. I'm just not that hot like I used to be. So, and I just listed off maybe 15 different things, reasons to get sober, or things that improve when we get sober. And there are so many more out there. But the point of today's video is, that just think about when you're out in public or wherever you are and the conversation of sobriety comes up, think about the fact of how you are a role model, especially for people who are still drinking or in active addiction. Or it doesn't even have to be alcohol. It could be drugs or whatever. Just think about that, of the importance that you play and how much of an influence that you can have on these individuals. You might be the catalyst for them that makes them change their mind about drinking, and maybe they make that decision, take that leap, and get sober. And like I said, all of you that are watching this right now, especially if you're sober right now, I just really want you to think about when you speak to people, instead of telling them all the things that you had to give up, talk to them about all the things that you've gained since you've gotten sober. And don't talk to people about, and look, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do here. You do whatever you'd like to do. I'm just trying to throw this out there because it's more of like a thought experiment. I want you to just think about it, about how important each and every single one of you are for this movement to try to help people get sober and help people realize what this life is all about. Because if we walk around moping around all the time, complaining about how crappy our life is now since we've gotten sober, nothing's fun anymore, my life sucks, all this kind of stuff. If we go around talking about sobriety like that, people are definitely not going to be interested in trying to get sober themselves. They're going to go, the heck with that. Why am I going to want to get sober? Their life sucks. They're never happy. All they do is complain, why would I want to do that? But if we go into it, and every single time that we have a conversation with somebody about sobriety, and we're positive and reinforcing how good of a life that this is after we've gotten sober, think about the difference that you can make in this world, and think about all of the people that you could affect in a positive way, and maybe help lead them to getting sober. Because I think that each and every single one of us plays such a vital role in this. All of us together can really put a dent in this. It's true. If we all stand together and all try to help, we might not be able to defeat this all together, but we can sure enough make a dent in it. And we can sure enough, make a difference in somebody's life. Think about all the kids out there that might not have to grow up with an alcoholic parent and listening to the fighting that's going on because the one spouse is upset that the other spouse won't stop drinking, or vice versa, or they don't have to see their mom or their dad passed out on the couch again at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They don't have to smell the stench of alcohol on their parents. They don't have to see the booze laying around all over the place, the trash can. Every time that the kid has to take the trash bag out and it's nothing but beer bottles and it's rattling around. Another reason right there of another positive thing. I remember when I used to take my trash can down to the street when we lived in an actual neighborhood and we had trash pickup. When I would roll that big trash can down to the end of the driveway, all you heard was clink, 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 clickety, clink, 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 clink. All the bottles rattling around in that big trash can. Every single time I took a trash can out of the trash, a trash bag out of the trash can, it was nothing but bottles and it rattled around. It's another thing that we don't have to worry about. Think about the amount of trash that you're not going to have at your house anymore. You're not going to have to worry about trying to hide the evidence of the beer bottles or liquor bottles or wine bottles or boxes or whatever it is. No more lies. No more hiding the truth. No more being deceptive. No more, being broke and having to call somebody to borrow money because you're broke and you've got to get your fix or you're going to be sick. There's a million positive reasons to get sober. And like I said, there's a couple of things that, might be, kind of fun with alcohol. There's a couple of things that, like I said, the social lubrication, it makes situations that are uncomfortable, especially when we're around a bunch of people we don't know, it makes it a lot easier. And the thing is that I'm not going to come on here and tell lies. I come on here to tell the truth, and that's just the truth. It's one of the reasons that alcohol is so deceptive, because we do that once or twice, and man, it sure does make it a heck of a lot easier. So why not do it every time now? Have a couple beers before that presentation. Have a couple beers before you have to go to that party. Have a couple beers before you have to go to that dinner of the people that are friends with your wife or your husband, or you have to go over to your in-laws' house and you don't get along with them and you want to have a couple drinks just to kind of smooth things over and make it a little bit more comfortable when you go over there. There are some things that alcohol can make a little bit easier, but at the same time, the backlash that comes from it on the back end, just like I was talking about yesterday, the what it does to our physical health, what it does to our finances, our relationships. You name it, it's out there. But guys, once again, I just wanted to come on here today and just talk about how each and every single one of you that are watching this, how influential you can be and how much of a difference that each and every single one of you can be, if you just think about it from the aspect of when you are talking about sobriety, especially with people who are still drinking. Think about how you talk about sobriety. Do you want to make it sound like it's something that, it was bad and a burden and this horrible thing? Or do you want to make it sound like something that's great and something that can improve your life in a million different ways and improve your relationships, and the list goes on and on and on? Because it's going to be a heck of a lot more attractive to somebody who's still drinking or in active addiction to try to get sober if you talk about it in a positive light opposed to a negative one. And that's it, guys. I just wanted to talk about this, and I just wanted to, make this video today and just get everybody thinking about that, and how when you go out into the world, think about when you're talking about sobriety with people and what your tone is and how you discuss it and what a difference that it could make, and how it can make it more appealing for somebody else to maybe give it a shot. And maybe they go out there because you spoke to that person and told them about all the positive things that you gained in life. They give it a shot, and they actually see the positives themselves. And then next thing you know, they're sober, and then the cycle starts, and then they go out and they start talking to people, and then two people that they know get sober because of the positive way they talked about sobriety. And then it keeps branching out like that. And before you know it, there's 100 people who have gotten sober, all because of the way that you approached discussing sobriety. It can make all the difference in the world. And guys, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get off here for today. I really appreciate you watching. And once again, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day today. I love you guys so much. And until tomorrow, I will see y'all then. Bye-bye.